Hey boss, got a problem. That flange is supposed to be 30 degrees. My machine can't cut that high. I mean, seriously, if I adjusted it, it'd take probably about 2 hours overtime. I just can't do that today.
I think a 25-degree flange is going to work. So why don't you do this? Why don't you cut it at 25 degrees, and then I'll make the change to the order, and that shouldn't be a problem.
Awesome. Thank you. Great.
No problem. No problem.
Hey, Brandon just told me that he's cutting those flanges at 25 degrees.
Yeah, I just gave him the go-ahead for that because it wasn't going to work for him.
Okay, well, if he's cutting it at 25 degrees and I'm milling at 70 degrees, the whole system isn't going to seal properly.
No, I know. Well, here's what you do. We got 5% to play with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do it at 65. 65 degrees and you should be okay.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. All right.
Hey, did you give those guys permission to change the angles of their parts?
Yeah, Brandon had a problem with his lathe, all right? He couldn't make the angle. So I checked the specs. There's a 5-degree variance that we're allowed. And it was going to be 2 hours of overtime to retool his whole lathe. So I thought, we'll take that 5%, that 5 degrees, and we'll incorporate that into what we're doing, and we'll save time.
Yeah, well, that 5%, that's going to leave a 2-millimeter gap at my end, and then we're going to have to retool the entire section to fit. You're looking at, 3 to 5 days downtime.
I hadn't thought about that.
What's going on, Brandon? How's it going?
Oh, not good. I got a big problem with the lathe. If I set this to 30 degrees, I'm gonna have to tear the whole thing apart and rebuild it. That's like 2 hours overtime.
You got any ideas?
Well, according to the drawings, you could probably change the angle on it, and it shouldn't make too much of a difference.
Well, you know what? Mike and Dan are in the project too. Why don't we call them over and get their opinion? Mike, Dan, you guys come here for a minute.
Sure.
Brandon here has a problem with the angle of the flange, and what he wants to do is he wants to either change the angle, but that's going to take 2 hours of overtime to break it down and retool it. What do you guys think?
Well, I have no problem adjusting the match, so
Yeah,
I'm cool.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it'll cause a problem in my section, and in order to retool for the change that's going to happen, I mean, that's going to shut down the plant for days.
Huh. All right. What else can we do? Any other ideas, guys?
Well, considering since Brandon, he can't do anything, that means I can't do anything because until he's up and running,
Okay.
I'm stuck, right?
Yep.
So I guess I could come over and help him rebuild it, and the two of us will be done in a couple hours by today for sure. So
Awesome.
Right, what do you think?
That's great.
Think that'll work?
Big help.
yeah,
so.
yeah.
All right, guys. Great idea. And